and welcome back to my channel. Today in this video we're going to be interviewing Malek El Khazen, who is from Microsoft and he is the principal AI and cloud computing solution architect from Microsoft, like I said. So let's get right into the video.
The Internet of Things is having an interconnected world where you can analyze activities of your day-to-day life, and this can be automated. Today, Microsoft is taking a new step, which is the AI, and it started maybe 3 to 4 years ago, which is the AI step to be able to improve your day-to-day life.
So here guys, we have the man himself, Mr. Malek El Khazen, who is the principal cloud AI solution architect at Microsoft. And well, we're going to start off with a few questions of you to know you better. And then we're going to ask more questions of your role at Microsoft. And well, first of all, welcome to the show. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ettan. I'm looking forward for our discussion.
Okay, so first of all, what are you doing? What are you doing in your career?
So I focus on solving challenges for our enterprise customers at Microsoft, and typically I work with our Fortune 500 customers, trying to help them meet their goals. And when I say meet their goals, meaning this can be a very general and very generic sentence, but this really means is, let's say that they want to be able to forecast their sales, or they want to do predictive maintenance on some of their hardware, or they want to be able to optimize their supply chain management. So this is what I say is trying to solve goals that will allow them to run their business better, and that will allow them to forecast what will happen in the future in order to get to their goals, which may be reducing cost or improving customer satisfaction or improving the way of life that they are living.
All right.
I tend to have long answers. Ethan, I want you to interrupt me at any time. This will be a two-way conversation, and I'm looking forward for you to challenge me and to push on the questions that you need me to answer.
Okay. And well, when did you actually start doing this? When did you start doing what you're doing right now?
It was pure luck. It's not like, oh, I was like 15, 13 or 12 years old or 9 years old. I said, I want to do AI. I didn't even know what was AI, to tell you. So what happened is I started doing computer engineering because I was always good at math. I thought it was not something that I loved, but I thought that it's something that it would give me a good foundational career for me to be able to start my career and to be able to be flexible enough to be able to pick whatever I want later on in my life. Then I started working at IBM in the software development space. Then I started following the technology, and this is where I became focused on AI because this was a new trend. I went from hardware to AI, and today my focus is really around AI, security, ESG. When I say ESG, I'm speaking about environmental social governance. How can we become carbon neutral and to reduce emissions and to be able to save and to get to the green technology? So applying AI to be able to solve all of these issues. If you ask me specifically, Malik, do you like AI? I will tell you no. AI is just a tool for me to be able to get to where I want to change, where I want to create a change. A small change or a big change. It can be a small change in my life or a big change that will allow me to bring the information together and allow me to digest this information and get to the end goal much quicker. And this is how I use AI in my day-to-day activities or in my work to be able to achieve the end goals where we want to get to.
Okay, thank you. And actually, what inspired you to do what you're doing now? What inspired you?
So AI is really math. At the end of the day, it's mathematics. It is probabilities, understanding the different variables in life and so on, and making sure that you can reason in a way that will allow you to get to the end results in a logical way. So today AI is not still at this point. I'm not going to say it's at this point, but AI is getting to this point. So why did I start doing AI? I loved history, and history is something that always, when I was young, I was always attracted by history, by the history of my home country, and the history of the United States, and the history even of France, and the history of a lot of different countries. But for you to be able to get data and to get information on history, you need to be able to analyze a lot of different documents. You need to be able to process a lot. And when I'm speaking about a lot, you're speaking about hundreds of thousands of documents. So this is where I say that the computer and AI in a later stage became my tool to be able to bring the information together and to be able to start analyzing what happened and to reach, at least the articles that I wanted to create in history or understand the different kinds of topics within the history of the Middle East or the history of the United States and so on. And this is how I started working on AI because I wanted to be able to speed up my work and to be able to write and find out more about history information. I wanted to add one thing in addition to all of this. The difference between AI today and AI 10 or 15 or even AI 5 years ago is that AI is becoming not only a tool, but it's a transformative tool. What do I mean by transformative? It's becoming intelligent. It's still not as intelligent as us. I think it's still basic. We're still at the level 1 and level 2 in terms of, let's say, the human is at level 5 of intelligence. AI is still at level 1 or level 2. We're still, so you want to think about it, it's like someone in the first grade, whereas the human is already reached out and they have their PhD. This is where AI is today. So it's still not transformative, but it has the power to become transformative. And this is what fascinates me about AI and what allows me to take me to the next.
Okay, so now let's get more into questions about Microsoft itself. So what is the Internet of Things, aka IoT?
The Internet of Things is having an interconnected world where you can analyze activities of your day-to-day life, and this can be automotive, this can be your fridge, this can be temperature in your home, or it can be gardening. So taking data out of your day-to-day tools and collecting sensor data to identify the health of multiple kinds of devices that is important for you, and then extending these devices with information, allowing to ingest more information on this device to get it to the next level and to make it more powerful and to make it much more meaningful, that it can change, and impact whatever the goal of this device was. If the goal of this device was to improve, let's say, improve the performance of one simple thing, let's take just of your thermostat at home, with additional information in terms of humidity, in terms of heat, and so on, you can start enriching this data with your device to be able to improve your day-to-day work of this device. And this is really what is Internet of Things, is making sure that you're integrating AI in your day-to-day life, and it's not anymore a virtual thing that is up in the cloud. The cloud becomes an extension to your day-to-day life and to your devices that you're living today with. So your devices can be a watch, can be things in your kitchen, can be thermostat, like I said before, can be your Alexa for Amazon. These are the kind of devices. And if you want to take it one step further, you can say Internet of Things also can mean automotive. So what is automotive? Not automatic driving, but informatics in the car. So allowing to get your songs whenever you go into your car, allowing having your best songs start on automatically, because now you're ingesting intelligence into the things of your life and the devices of your life.
Okay. And could you explain what iCloud computing is and why it's crucial for enabling technologies like IoT and AI.
For you to be able to create a machine learning model, an AI model, or anything of this sort, what is the most important thing is that you need to have data. But the issue is with data. The data is all unstructured data. It can be text, it can be pictures, it can be videos, it can be paints, it can be whatever. And what happened is for you to be able to create any kind of AI model, you need to be able to process this data. And in order to process the data, you need to be able to label the data. So what is the data about? So labeling the data can mean when you look at a picture, it can say you can give a metadata. So you can say Malek El Khazen is in this picture, and in the background of the picture you can see some of the books or some of his pictures or some of or a globe or anything of this sort. So this is what's labeling a picture. So allowing you to label your picture, and then you need to be able to process a lot of these pictures, and I'm speaking about millions and trillions amount of pictures and gigabytes amount of data in the cloud computing. This is where cloud computing becomes extremely critical, because you need a lot of powerful machines to be able to process all of this data and start teaching the computer what is this data about. And once it understands what the data is about, it can start creating a model and start predicting similar pictures later on and say, okay, so this picture is about this and this picture is about that, because you train the model. And this is why you need something like cloud computing to be able to do so, because you need extremely powerful devices, and your laptop is not going to be able to train large models.
Yes.
When you're speaking about large models, you're speaking about billions of terabytes and petabytes amount of data. So and billions amount of parameters. So you need large computers,
Okay.
and this is why cloud computing becomes very important.
And well, can you explain how AI enhances IoT applications and give us some real-world examples where AI and IoT are working together?
Yeah, definitely. So, for instance, if you have a power outage in the United States, typically you don't have too much power outages, but it can happen power outages because during winter time you have storms and you have a lot of different kind of weather, weather tornadoes and things of this sort. So it can create, it can break off the grid of the electricities and of your power. So what starts to become is a power outage. For you to be able to fix this power outage extremely quickly, you need some type of IoT architecture, meaning you need to be able to put some census data around your grids, around all of the grids in different locations to identify where your power line has broken. Once you have a lot of these devices and says, okay, the power line has broken in here, you can send a crew immediately to be able to fix it within seconds. You don't have to go because if you didn't have this IoT architecture, you would need to cover millions and trillions amount of miles around the United States to be able to find where the line has cut off and for you to fix it. Now, because you have census data all around your grids, you can start ingesting the data and identifying where the hardware broke, and you can send immediately a crew to be able to fix it in real time. So instead of waiting 1 to 2 days to fix a power outage, now you can fix it in 10 to 15 minutes because of all your IoT data, because of the devices that is monitoring all of your grids around the United States, and ingesting this data, allowing you to understand where there was cut off of the electricity, and this is going to allow you to be able to fix a lot of the power outages that you have.
All right. And thank you for that. So, what are some of the latest IoT products that Microsoft has developed?
Uh, so if you have heard, and I'm sure that you have heard, uh, uh, Facebook renamed themselves as Meta. So what is Meta? It's 3D AR, augmented reality, virtual reality, kind of immersive technology, kind of architecture. So Facebook became the metaverse. What Microsoft is focusing on uh, is is becoming the digital twins. So creating an immersive world to be able to be able to work optimally wherever wherever you are located. So for instance, if you have an expert in AI and you would like to have a meeting with them or with her, so maybe in 5 years, because of the digital twins architecture, we won't have any more a meeting in Zooms. What we're going to have a meeting is I'm going to be a 3D, you're going to be a 3D, and it's going to show like we're in the same room.
Wow.
And this is what Microsoft working on IoT digital twins technology to be able to create this immersive world where regardless of your location, it would you would get enabled and you get powered to be able to complete your work and to bring this world together. If you look back in 2005, the world was all about connecting people together, and maybe this is why they created Facebooks and they created MySpace and High Five and so on. If you look today, we're going one step further. We're not saying, okay, now that you connected everyone together, and now that you are in the Middle East, I'm today in the United States, and we can speak together. Yes, we're connected, but we need to get it to the next level. And what is the next level? The next level is to be able to not only to connect people together, but bring also meaningful data for us to be able to get to the next level and unify the communication. So IoT is going to allow us to, regardless of your location, regardless of where you're connected, it's going to allow us to bring the information and the people together, and this is how it's going to become, and this is how it's becoming transformative.
So like the metaverse.
Exactly, you got it.
And well, how is Microsoft addressing security challenges in IoT and cloud services?
So now it's a challenge, and it's an ongoing challenge that we have to face daily. And security breaches is not something that is new. Even in 2000, we always had security breaches. And how we would fix security breaches? You would have a firewall on your computer, and you would try to ensure that you protect it as much as possible. But then, viruses it started evolving, but your antivirus also started evolving and catching up with the viruses and becoming more and more powerful. So it's a circular day-to-day work that you have to continuously do. It's not something that, okay, I do it and then that's it, I'm all set for 50 years, because your firewall 20 years ago would not work today. I can guarantee you this. So what are we doing with AI? We're always improving and adding new guardrails to be able to protect ourselves. The key is always to be one step further and not allow any breaches happen in your system. And for you to be able to be one step further, it is always adding new features, understanding new threats, and preventing these new threats to happen. So it's an ongoing work, and it's not a static work that is happening. So what Microsoft is doing, it is always continuously and developing guardrails and extending these guardrails to be able to continuously protect the end consumer. This can be privacy data, it can be malware data, it can be someone trying to get into your system, gain some information. So it's always continuously protecting and adding new features to be able to stay up to date with the information. But now what is different with AI is that there may be some issues with copyright data. So identifying what is your data and what is the data generated by a machine, and but this more from a government perspective, where policies need to be clear moving forward. And I think because it's a very new technology, government is trying to catch up. It's going to mature in a couple of years, but this is what's happening. But in terms of security, security is not anything new about AI. It is always improving yourself and catching up and adding new features to be able to be up to
Okay.
speed.
So what AI-powered products or services is Microsoft currently working on?
Gen AI models. So what is a Gen AI model? It's a generative AI model. Typically it can be a multi-model AI model, which can be large language or natural language processing, or it can be computer vision, or it can be a combination of both. And what Microsoft is focusing on, it is trying to improve the day-to-day life, of any person. So if you look at all of the inventions of Microsoft, since Microsoft came back in the 80s, and with all of the amazing work, Microsoft introduced Windows, introduced the PCs, introduced Microsoft Word, introduced the cloud, introduced all of the technologies that we have introduced has been game changing. Who's not using today Microsoft Word? Who's not using Microsoft Outlook? Yes, there are new technology, but all of the tools that is being used, that has been created by Microsoft, has changed the ways of our life. Even you like it or not, Windows has changed dramatically the way of our life. The computer, the ways that Microsoft has put it to adoption has changed the way of our life. Today, Microsoft is taking a new step, which is the AI, and it started maybe 3 to 4 years ago, which is the AI step to be able to improve your day-to-day life and to be able to improve the quality, and continuing in terms of digitalization, in terms of improving the quality of our day-to-day activities. So this is what Microsoft has been doing, and it has been impressive.
All right. And where do you see IoT, cloud computing, and AI heading the first in the 5 to 10 years?
IoT and cloud computing,
And AI.
yeah. Today, today I mentioned this a little bit earlier today and said that AI is still basic. We're far away from AGI. Yes, it can a little bit reason, it can do a lot of things, but it still needs a lot of work to be able to improve our models and to make it even more powerful, than our day-to-day activities. To be able to do all of this, what we need to do is taking AI and using it, as Microsoft called it, co-pilot. What is co-pilot? So integrating the tools of AI in your day-to-day activity to be able to optimize the work that you're doing today, to be able to improve the way of getting results, of doing all of this.
Okay, thank you. And now our last question. What is your message to the people watching this video?
Follow your passion, and if you understand your passion, then try to find out what are the tools that will allow you to get to your passion. My passion was history. It has nothing to do with AI, nothing to do with numbers, but AI is what is going to empower me, not only to get to the information, but to transform history and to transform the information on where we're getting. Today, AI is still not transformative, but we're getting to this point. And make sure to always use AI, because if you're not going to use AI, someone else is going to be using AI for their active in their day-to-day work, and is going to be able to replace any person that is not using AI. AI is not going to be able to replace you, but a person using AI is going to be able to replace you. So always take all of the tools that are available for you to be able to improve your quality of life.
Well, thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.